Y'all, I had started a video earlier. Uh, so basically, we're making a meatloaf today with cheese. It's gonna be stuffed with mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese. I will be making a broccoli rice casserole with chicken, some homemade cornbread, and some sauteed mushrooms. Y'all, my apologies that the first part of the video, like I said, got cut off. So basically, we're missing everything that I did to this meatloaf. But only thing I did was chop up some onions, some bell peppers, and I seasoned it with my favorite seasonings: garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of Italian seasoning, thyme, and some Worcestershire sauce. I added in 2 cups of marinara sauce to 2 pounds of ground beef. I suggest using 85% lean if you're going to make this, or 80%. I wouldn't do anything that has any less fat than that because your meatloaf might be dry. I also added in a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs to this with 1 slice of sourdough bread that I toasted and then I cut it up. Sorry you guys missed this, so hang tight. I'm going to now put my mozzarella cheese on top of here, and I'm just going to fold everything over so that the cheese will be in the center of the meat. Okay, and then we're going to transfer this, put it in the oven at 375 degrees. I'm going to cover mine and let it cook for about an hour. I'm going to take off the lid, add in my marinara sauce on top, and save some of that Parmesan and mozzarella cheese for later so that it can finish cooking with that. Okay, so right now I've already added on my mozzarella and my Parmesan cheese. So now we're just going to fold this, and then we're going to make it into a loaf and put it in the oven. Okay, so now we got our loaf here. As you can see, I use wax paper. Make sure to spray the bottom of your wax paper with some non-cooked sticking spray, non-stick cooking spray, y'all. And so that way it'll make it easy to fold the ground beef over. And so now I'm going to line another dish, but it's going to have foil at the bottom, you guys. And I'm going to spray that as well with some non-stick cooking spray, and I'm gonna let that cook for at least an hour before I take the lid off of it, and before I put my marinara and my cheese on top to finish cooking it for maybe another 20-30 minutes or so. And one more thing, if you guys do not like your vegetables chunky, I do like my vegetables a little thick, so if you don't like your vegetables, feel free to chop them to the size you like. Okay y'all, so here's my final product. Well, before I put it in the oven. So I'm getting ready to put this meatloaf in the oven. You guys, this was a real struggle, but we made it. So now I'm just going to cover this with foil. Right here I have 2 chicken breasts that I cut up. I just cut them down the middle and seasoned them. And so I'm going to add them to my olive oil and cook those so we can, and then once they finish cooking, I'll cut these into strips. And then I'll remove them from the oil, and then I'll add in my onions and my red bell peppers and saute those up for a couple of minutes. And in this pot here, I have my rice cooking. I got about 2 cups of rice to 4 cups of water. I didn't have any chicken stock, but feel free to add in 4 cups of chicken stock or 4 cups of chicken broth if you have it. If you don't, then plain water works. Okay. Y'all, we're gonna let this rice cook for about 25 minutes, and yes, my lid is closed, but it's on super low. So just 25 minutes, and after 25 minutes, go ahead and remove it, and it can sit there for another 10 minutes. Right now, I'm just gonna add in my chicken to my skillet, and then I'm gonna let that cook probably 3 to 4 minutes on both sides. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, here's my chicken. It's looking so good. So we're going to, we turned it over, and we're going to cook it 3 to 5 minutes on this side, okay? Now for our cornmeal, I got 1 cup of cornmeal. For our cornbread, I got 1 cup of cornmeal. To that mix, I'm adding in 1 cup of flour. We got a pinch of salt. Okay, make sure you add in about 1/4 of a cup of sugar. And then we're going to add in about 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay guys, just go ahead and add in a half a teaspoon of baking powder. I don't measure anything, so it's really hard for me to give measurements, but I would say at least half a teaspoon, maybe even just a tad bit more, because you do want your cornbread to rise, but you don't want it to taste like baking powder. So over here in this pan, I'm adding about a half a stick of butter. This is real butter. And I'm going to let this butter get pretty brown before I add it to my cornbread mix, because I'm going to stir in about a half a cup of sour cream to my cornbread with about 2/3 a cup of just regular milk. You can also use buttermilk, but I don't have any. And I'm just going to fold in 1 egg to my cornbread mixture, okay? And then once I get my butter heated up, I'm going to add in maybe a fourth of a cup of olive oil. And guys, please don't talk to me about having a heart attack or anything like that, because this is just one of those meals that, you know, is basically more of a comfort meal, okay? So we're going to add in a fourth a cup of olive oil, and we're going to pour that into our cornbread mix, okay? But like I said, let this butter get nice and brown first. Y'all go ahead and take a look at this chicken. It looks very good, so I'm just going to cut this up into strips. Into that same pan that I had my chicken in, I'm going to go ahead and add in my onions and my red bell pepper. Okay, and you guys see the color on this butter. This is how we want it. So right now I'm going to go ahead and add in my olive oil. And in this pan here, you can see that I've added in my onions and my bell pepper. So I'm just going to let that cook down for maybe about 5 minutes or so. Just so they get a little bit tender before we add them into our broccoli rice and, well, broccoli chicken, how you say, chicken broccoli rice casserole. So we want to cook that down first. And y'all, this is the rice that has cooked, and we're going to add that to our broccoli, chicken rice broccoli casserole, okay? Okay, y'all, this is my cheese sauce that I'm making for my chicken broccoli rice casserole. I'm going to add all of my ingredients back all together with the rice and the vegetables. And I also got some broccoli that I just got, the steamable broccoli. So I'm going to put it in the microwave and let that steam up real quick. And then I'm going to add everything into my cast iron skillet. Here's my steamable broccoli that I got here from Kroger. So I'm just going to put that in the microwave. And then I'm going to add it to the rice with the onions and bell peppers, and I'm gonna be cutting up my chicken in the process. Okay, y'all, so I just added everything together like I said with the steamed broccoli, and right here I got my cheese sauce. So all this is just 16 ounces of heavy cream with 1 pack of, I think a 8-ounce pack of cheddar cheese, 8-ounce pack of Monterey Jack cheese, and then I put in 1 small can of cream of mushroom soup. So that is what's going into my casserole. This is what my broccoli rice casserole looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the oven alongside my meatloaf, and I'm going to let those finish cooking together for about 30 more minutes. So in the meantime, I will be putting my muffins in the pan and sauteing my mushrooms. We got our muffins in our pans, and they are ready to go. In this pan, I am melting some butter, and I squeezed in about maybe half a teaspoon of garlic paste. Our butter has melted, so now I'm just going to go ahead and add in my mushrooms, and I left them whole. You can cut yours in half or slice them however you like. Okay, and we're going to saute this, and we're going to add in our seasoning with some garlic powder, some fresh thyme, some ground pepper, and I'm going to squeeze in a little bit of lemon juice because I like lemon juice in my mushrooms. Y'all, I sure wish you could smell what's going on in my kitchen. This is my chicken broccoli rice casserole with my meatloaf back here, topped with some cheese and some marinara. Then I have my mushrooms that are still cooking. My muffins, my cornbread muffins are still in the oven. Okay, my muffins are ready, so now I'm just brushing these with some butter, and we're going to serve our plates and be ready to eat. Nice delicious cornbread here And we got our chicken broccoli rice casserole that is nice and creamy. Y'all see that? Looks so delicious. Okay, and then we got our little cheese stuffed meatloaf here. We're gonna do that like that. Looks so good, y'all. Okay, and this is my daughter's plate. She doesn't like mushrooms, so that's that. So you guys take care. See you next time.